Israeli strikes on a hospital in southern Gaza killed 5 journalists Monday, according to health officials, including one who days earlier had reported for the Associated Press on children being treated for starvation at the same facility. Mariam Dagga, 33, a visual journalist, freelanced for the AP and other news outlets during the war. According to Associated Press, 2 strikes hit Nasser Hospital in Khan Younis in quick succession, medical officials said. In videos, journalists and rescue workers can be seen rushing to the scene of the first one, before a massive explosion hits an exterior staircase where journalists are often stationed. In all, 20 people were killed, according to Zaher al-Waheidi, head of the Gaza Health Ministry's records department. Dagga regularly reported for multiple outlets from Nasser Hospital, including a recent story for the AP on doctors struggling to save children from starvation. The news organization said in a statement that it was shocked and saddened to learn of Dagga's death, as well as the deaths of other journalists. Al Jazeera and Reuters confirmed their journalists and freelancers were among the 5 journalists killed. Israel's military in a statement confirmed it had struck targets in the area of the hospital. It said it would conduct an investigation and regrets any harm to uninvolved individuals and does not target journalists as such.
راح الدفاع المدني قتلوا الناس استهداف كبير الآن ولزملاء صحفيون آخرون في المبنى صحافة فوق كله فوق كل شغله.
The Israeli Air Force released footage showing what it said were fighter jets departing for a strike in Yemen on Sunday. According to Associated Press, Israeli airstrikes hit Yemen's capital, just days after the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels fired what the Israeli military described as the first cluster bomb launched by the rebels since 2023. The Houthis said the strikes on Sunday hit multiple areas across Sana'a. The Ukrainian Health Ministry says 2 people were killed and 35 others wounded in a strike on an oil company. Israel's military says it struck the Asar and Haizaz power plants, calling them a significant electricity supply facility for military activities. The Houthis have been firing at Israel in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. Tanks were seen at the Israeli-Gaza border on Sunday after Israel's defense minister warned that Gaza's largest city could be destroyed unless Hamas yields to his country's terms. According to Associated Press, Israel CAT spoke Friday, the same day that the world's leading authority on food crises said that Gaza City is gripped by famine from fighting and an Israeli blockade. A day earlier, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he would authorize the military to mount a major operation to seize Gaza City. Katz restated Israel's ceasefire demands for the release of all hostages and Hamas' complete disarmament. Hamas has said it would release captives in exchange for ending the war, but the militant group rejects disarmament without the creation of a Palestinian state. With ground troops already active in strategic areas, the wide-scale operation in Gaza City could start within days. Israel says Gaza City is still a Hamas stronghold, with a network of militant tunnels, after several previous large-scale raids. The city is also home to hundreds of thousands of civilians, some of whom have fled from other areas, and it contains some of the territory's critical infrastructure and health facilities. Israel could also accept the latest ceasefire proposal, which would forestall the offensive. The proposal calls for a phased deal involving hostage and prisoner exchanges and a pullback of Israeli troops, while talks continue on a longer-term ceasefire. Israeli leaders have resisted such terms since abandoning a similar agreement earlier this year under pressure from Netanyahu's far-right coalition allies. Many Israelis fear an assault could doom the roughly 20 hostages who have survived captivity since Hamas' October 7, 2023, attack. Aid groups and international leaders warn that renewed fighting would worsen Gaza's humanitarian crisis.